So, to start this video off today, I wanted to talk a little bit about my review for Jurassic World Part II movie. Um, Overall, I liked it, but I didn't love it, if that makes sense. Um, this is a spoiler alert, so if you haven't seen the movie, don't go any further from this point on. You've been warned. So, during the movie, there is a lot of action, which I do like. I do appreciate the action. Um, However, the storyline to me, it just seems like they're trying too hard now. I mean, I think that this is really going to be the last one that they make. Um, they really don't have a storyline anymore. There's something they can't come up with anything anymore. The plot is it's not there. Um, the characters I like, obviously, um, the guy that plays one of the main characters. He's also in the Marvel films as the Guardians of the Galaxy, um, Quail, um, or Quill, my bad, Quill. And then the other girl, I don't know her name, but she's a pretty decent actress. It's just that the acting isn't bad. It's just the actual plot itself, and certain scenes like there wasn't enough action, like the first Jurassic World. Um, I mean, like I said, I don't like it, or I don't love it, but I liked it. I don't think that they should make another one though. I just don't think that the plot was there for this last one, so I really don't think that they're going to be able to make another one, after this, considering they didn't even have a plot for the last one, or a good storyline. Um, Other movies I saw, well, yesterday I watched Rampage. Um, my wife didn't like Rampage in particularly, but I loved it. It was such a great plot, storyline. There was a lot of action um, for my liking. The movie was probably about 2 hours long, but there was a lot of action happening throughout the movie. Um, I mean, it just brings me back to my childhood when I was playing like Rampage arcade games and everything. So I loved it. It was a really good movie. The Rock has been in some pretty decent films as of late, so that's kind of what made me want to see it to begin with. Saw a trailer for that skyscraper movie during the Jurassic World movie, and that actually looks pretty decent too. That might be something that I would love to see as well. Movies that I'm excited to see this year. Definitely the new Purge movie, the first Purge. That looks really good. I love the thrillers. I love the Purge series. It's amazing. They do have all three of the first ones on Blu-ray for like $20 right now at Best Buy that I might pick up. Um, they also, let's see, I do want to see Incredibles, but I don't think I'm going to see it in theaters. And then Venom is definitely something I really want to see when it comes out. Um, the Ant-Man and the Wasp as well. Uh, the Marvel series films, to me, they're just like they're great. I mean, I'm always more of a DC person. I've always liked Batman more, um, but ever since they didn't, ever since they went past the Christopher Nolan films, Batman it hasn't really been like that popular. I mean, I love Ben Affleck as Batman. He's a really good Batman in my opinion, but um, he's nothing like Christopher or Christian Bale. Everybody has their own unique, attributes and physical abilities as well as like intellect when it comes to doing all the characters. So that's basically like a breakdown of my weekend. Kind of saw that movie, saw the Rampage movie. Um, Not really much else going on. I'm excited for the fantasy draft this year. That's always something I'm excited to do. Um, the World Cup I'm actually watching. I'm not a big, huge soccer fan, but when the World Cup comes on, I am interested in it. There are games on right now, I believe, so um, I am like currently gonna watch those as well. Um, but coming at you live right now, I'm actually 20 seconds away from doing a fantasy draft. So we're gonna go ahead and continue to film once we are able to log into that and start doing the draft. Um, I got it up on the screen right now, but I don't really know how to mirror my screen yet. I wish I did, but I'd probably have to, look that up because that's not something I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to it. But I will be. I will try to let you guys know each pick when I do make it. So I'm picking ninth overall. And the reason why I'm in this spot, I could probably have chosen like 1, 2, 3, whatever I wanted, but I'm doing 9 because that's where I'm going to pick in my real draft. So doing the mock draft, picking 9, somewhat helps me determine who's going to be there at that like given point when I am about to draft ninth overall. So the only thing that I'm not really going to be able to do is these planes, trains, cars, automobiles. Um, the only thing I'm not going to be able to do is skip like my third pick because I'm actually, I actually don't have a third round pick this year. I ended up trading it away last year to receive Melvin Gordon in return, and I think I gave up Joe Mixon, and he wasn't really doing much last year for me at that point. I feel like he's going to be better this year because Jeremy Hill's gone. But yeah, the reason why I don't have a third round pick is because I received Melvin Gordon in a trade last year that actually helped me win the championship. So I'm not really mad about it. Every year I do trade about maybe one high pick. Um, Usually don't go for first and second round. And it's actually better that I'm drafting ninth overall this year, just because of the fact that when you draft later on, you do get those like back-to-back picks. So like in the first and second round, I'm gonna pick ninth, and then I'm gonna pick 12th like right after. So I'm actually gonna I'm actually looking right now to get either like 2 running backs or a running back and elite wide receiver um, because lately, and I've been doing drafts like for a while now for mock drafts, like a couple weeks now. Um, Lately, I've been getting like either Julio Jones, DeAndre Hopkins, or uh, what's his name, Beckham. Um, those 3 guys have been falling to me at like ninth. So if any of those guys are there at ninth pick, I usually take the um, them if they're the only ones left. But if like all 3 are there or 2 are there, I usually take a running back. And the running back that has been there consistently for me is either Kareem Hunt or Melvin Gordon. The draft just started right now, so yeah, this video is going to be a little longer than I thought it would be. I'm not going to go through the whole draft. I'm going to probably do maybe about usually 6 rounds. That's usually determine like how decent my team is gonna be. So I'm not gonna go anywhere past 6 rounds. Yeah, but Melvin Gordon went first overall. Or I'm sorry, Melvin Gordon. Le'Veon Bell went, and then I believe followed by Todd Gurley. I gotta move to the second read. Antonio Brown, David Johnson, number 4. So it's going pretty fast. The running backs go really fast. The thing is, like, if you have like a top, I want to say 4, like maybe like top 5 or 6 pick, anywhere from 1 to 6, you're guaranteed a really really good player. Unless you're unlucky, like last year when David Johnson went down. But David Johnson this year is not going to be a bust because he only had a broken wrist, so that doesn't really affect his running game, in my opinion. Um, Alvin Kamara, or Elliott just went, then Alvin Kamara, now Barkley 7th overall, which Barkley is a rookie, and I know that Elliott had a really good rookie season, but that's only because of the offensive line for the Cowboys. I'm not so sure that Barkley is going to have a really, really good um, year to draft him like in the first round. I could see maybe getting him in the second round or so. Um, Yeah, so it's my turn. So I have Hopkins, Julio, Kareem Hunt, and Melvin. So um, I'm gonna go. I like Kareem, but the thing is, I'm scared of his sophomore slump. So I'm gonna go with Melvin Gordon. To me, he's a safer pick just because he has been consistent the last couple years, as well as Henry. Um, yeah, I think his name is Henry Hunt or something. The tight end, he's out for the season. Uh, so now I got to pick again, 12th overall, and Julio's there. So I am going to grab him. So now I have Julio and Melvin Gordon for my first two picks, um, which is really, in my opinion, is really decent. It's kind of what I've been getting like this whole time that I've been doing the mock drafts. Um, like I said, Melvin Gordon usually does fall to me that way. Like I said before when I did this draft when I first started it now, um, I did explain that Hunt and Melvin Gordon have been there consistently for me, so I have been taking them in the first round just because I think that running backs are really going to be more value to me this year since I don't have my third round pick. I mean, if you look at it this way, by the time my third round pick comes around again, I'm missing out on my basically picking 29th overall. So when I miss that, I'm going to have to draft 32nd again, which, in my opinion, I'm going to want to pick a running back again because of the fact that there are no other running backs out there. I mean, once once the first like three rounds go, I think that most of the running backs are like gone already. That's pretty much like what it's going to be like this year, just because of the fact that there are way more value like receivers out there in later rounds. Like right now, we're in round three, and I mean Tyreek Hill, Thielen, Kelsey, Evans, Gordon, Josh Gordon, Jeffrey, Golden Tate, Fitzgerald, like all these guys are still here and they're wide receiver ones. So as long as I'm able to get my hands on like 2 to 3 decent wide receiver ones, I should be set. And Julio is an elite receiver, so I mean he was there at the second in the second round. You know he's a first round pick, so in my opinion, picking him there really made sense. In a to be I guess to say, um, I really didn't see why I shouldn't have picked him in the second round like that. I mean, he was there for the taking, and I took him. So now I have 29th pick, even though I don't get this pick normally. I have Tyreek Hill here. Yeah, I'm probably leaning towards Tyreek Hill right now. Um, I'm checking the running backs, but I don't see anybody that's really, really decent. So I'm going to just go ahead and draft Tyreek Hill. So we picked up Tyreek Hill. This is almost the same team that I had last year, by the way. I had Tyreek Hill, I did have Julio, and I had Melvin Gordon. So all three of these guys I've had last year already. Alright, so I'm up again. So we're going to go with the next best available. So the next best available running back would be Kenyon Drake. And then after Kenyon Drake, it probably wouldn't be. I'm going to just go with Kenyon Drake. He's the next available one. Paul. The thing that I'm really bad at doing though is like checking the buys. That's like one thing that I never check. And right now, I seem to be good with that. Julio's got a week 8 bye. Tyreek has week 12. Gordon is 8, and Drake is 11. So far, so good. But that's one thing that I slack in is actually picking guys related to their bye weeks, because sometimes that can end up screwing me. If you have 3 receivers or 2 receivers that are your top receivers and they're both like on a bye at the same week, or your running backs are both on a bye at the same week, you have to like, plug and play somebody else in their position, and it's hard when if you don't want to. Normally, you don't want to roster like four running backs, but sometimes you have to. Um, you have to pick up somebody at a certain week, but it's all about strategy. I mean, you could get away with 1 week of having like a bunch of buys. I've done it before. It didn't really bother me much, so that's kind of why I don't really pay attention to the buys when I draft. But if you are that person that actually, um, wants to keep the same lineup in there every week, week in and week out, you want to basically, keep your consistent guys in there and switch them out when they're on buys only. You are going to need to pay attention to your buys when you draft a guy, because you don't want to have the same dude on, same running backs on buys, same receivers, same quarterbacks. If you're in two quarterback league, um, you don't want to do that, because then you're gonna set yourself back, and you're gonna set yourself up for failure basically. um, Jay Ajayi was just out there, and I was about to like put him on my queue, but someone just grabbed him. So right now we're in the fifth round. So these are going to be the last two picks that come up right now. Um, as of now, I'm looking at Golden Tate. He's out there. Derrick Henry's out there. Lamar Miller's out there. We do need another receiver. So I think that right now Tate and Hilton are out there. So if I can get my hands on one of those guys, I think we'll be good with one of those picks. Um, Tate's like a thousand yard guy every year. Hilton didn't have 1,000 yards last season, but Luck is supposed to come back, so the safer pick would probably be Tate though, which he's there, so I'm gonna grab him. Yeah, so we got Tate. That's not bad. The other thing is like, there's only like maybe a couple like high end like tight ends out there. Most of them winter ready now, so Delaney Walker's out there. The thing is, I look for like touchdowns. Greg Olson's out there. He usually gets a lot of touchdowns. If he comes back, if he's healthy this year, that could be really good for anybody that drafts him. So I might actually take him next if he's there. The only reason why he's ranked so low is because he was injured all last season. So we need a quarterback as well. Breeze is out there. I usually like taking like a quarterback that's like related to my receiver. So I'm gonna look to see if like Matt Ryan's out there. Yeah, there's a lot of quarterbacks out there. I have even Patrick Mahomes. All right, so this is my last pick. So best available right now would be T.Y. Hilton, but I don't want another receiver. Greg Olson is the top tight end. Lamar Miller sounds interesting. I'm gonna take Lamar Miller. So I do need a flex anyways. So Lamar Miller is my flex. They put Tate as my flex, but this is only a two wide receiver league. I'm actually in a 3 wide receiver league. So yeah, Lamar Miller would be my flex, but that's pretty much it. I did like all 6 rounds really quick just to see what I was able to get. So we got Melvin Gordon, Kenyon Drake, Tyreek Hill, Julio Jones, and Lamar Miller. Not bad. Very, very decent. So, I mean, that's pretty much it for this video. This is a pretty long video. I do give that spoiler alert in the beginning, so please do not watch this video if you haven't seen Jurassic World Part 2. And you're kind of going to get that warning in the beginning anyways. But that's pretty much it. I'm out of here. Thanks for watching, guys, and maybe I'll be back with another video soon. I do like drafting. It is fun. And I'm outie. Take it easy.